Hi, Nelson here again, and I have James with me today. Me and James go back a long way, very, very long way. In fact, he's the very first friend I made all the way back in primary school, primary one. I'm not sure if James is aware of that. Yeah,
Yeah. I
he's
think we recollected our memories and then said, yes, we were the first friends.
yeah,
Primary one, the first day.
yeah, exactly. So no, all the all the worries about leaving kindergarten, going to primary school, not knowing what to expect, and then the very first friend I made, primary one, was James. So it's a bit strange for me to call him James. I still prefer to call him by his Chinese name Zhang Wei. So if you are a bit confused of like who is Zhang Wei and then who is James, well, James is Zhang Wei and Zhang Wei is James. So I'm
Yeah,
not
they're
sure
the same
what
person.
what yeah, I'm not sure what is the name that will pop up. I've invited Zhang Wei on today, and we are doing this little Zoom call because I wanted to have all of us share in his experience in becoming healthier. Very impressive results. I'll leave him to give you more details later. But just as a teaser, he has managed to lose 30 kg, 30, over the course of, I think, only about 2 years, thereabouts, or
18
was it
months.
longer? 18 months, right? So 30 kgs in 18 months, right? So that is quite a journey. And so if we are talking about making now meaningful, what does that mean? And what does 18-month journey look like? So maybe I'll let the man speak for himself and share with us his journey on how he got started and how he managed to continue, right? Because um, if we go back a little bit, all of us will always have the New Year resolution on the 31st of December. I'm going to lose weight. And then we'll go to the gym on the 1st and 2nd of January. And then we go like, you know what? Chinese New Year is coming. We'll continue after Chinese New Year. Just have all the goodies first. And then we never start again. And that's the end of the resolution. Bye bye. Right? Very familiar story. We've all heard that so much. Perhaps we have also participated in that kind of a of a conundrum, right? But Zhang Wei has been on this journey for 18 months, and it's been really amazing results. So let's hear from the man himself what got him started and how did he continue on the journey.
Hey, thanks, Nelson. Yeah, it has been quite a feat. I'm quite impressed about it as well, because never in my life I have persevered for so long. Well, it's over 2 years now since I started the journey, but yeah, I lost that 30 kg, that milestone on the 18th month, or when I started this journey. In a nutshell, it's over 18 months because I didn't want to pace it too fast. I wanted to have a lifestyle change. I think that's key, very important. A lifestyle change rather than a New Year resolution. Yeah, that's about it. Then you
Mm,
cannot sustain. Now, the key thing is about the vision. Since 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 young, Nelson can attest to that. I've been called a fatty. I've been called a big bam bam or 大屁股, that kind of thing. Since when I was primary school, even until when I go to army. Although army, I was pretty fit. I was really at my prime. Yeah, and after army, you go to university, you met a girl, and then you get married, and then you have family, and you have work, and then you have all the work stress that come all together. But the vision of staying fit, or rather from the young, you say, hey, I want to be fit, I want to lose weight, I want to stay healthy, because I don't want to be called fatty bam bam 大屁股 anymore. That vision has always been there, but it remained as a vision because of all the excuses I had along the way in my life journey. Like I said again, you got married, you got work stress, you have a lot of excuses, then you say, it's okay, I can continue to have the food because I live it at the moment. So the time was meaningful now. At the moment, I enjoy myself, but I regretted my vision. So one day, 2 years back when I moved into this particular place I'm living right now, there was this personal trainer at the gym. And I was like, wow, hey, not bad. This place has a personal trainer, So I went up to him and inquire about, what is this all about, and is it for free? Then I realized that okay, he's actually engaged by a resident, and he comes over here for for personal training lessons. Yeah, so I said, yeah, let's talk about it. I've been doing some sort of exercise myself. Maybe I can do better with a personal trainer. And then during the assessment, he asked me the question. So James, what do you want? I said, I want to stay healthy. I want to stay fit. Then he said, so what's your goal then? I said, well, that's my goal. They said, no. What do you mean by healthy? What's your goal? You want to lose 10 kg, 20 kg, 30 kg, 50 kg, or you want to stay at the correct BMI? You want to have six pack like Chando, or what do you want? That got me thinking. Said, yeah, I have a vision, but I never had any plans or any goals or objectives at all. So that got me thinking, and then that's how the concept of which I'm going to say out now is a lot of people put goals, missions, strategies, and plans. They put all this together as though it's single meaning, but it's not. Every word has a different meaning. Every word has a different impact in how you sustain a lifestyle that you want or achieve the goals or vision that you want. So that's how I got started, and I think it relates very well to what Nelson has to say about meaningful now. Because again, the future, the vision that you have for the future, you need to have a goal. What do you want to achieve? And this goal or objective is not an end journey. The vision may be the end journey, but once you achieve that goal, you need to review your next goal to the end vision. Does it still align with your vision? Or maybe your vision has changed. You have already reached the vision already, you have envisaged, and then you have reached. So you need to revisit your vision. Because stages of life, you have different vision. So for me, it doesn't matter what stage of life I am, my vision is still stay healthy, whether I'm young, at this middle age now, or when I'm old. I still have the vision of staying healthy, and I have my goals and objectives and my strategies to achieve that goals and objectives and to stay in the vision. And I think that's meaningful, and it's always meaningful now because my goal is, in the past, the last 18 months, when my goal was to lose 30 kg, that was like the objective I set for myself, and I have strategies to achieve that, and I translate these strategies into some roadmaps or tactical plans to execute. So now I'm revising. I achieved my goal already. What's next then? My vision is still there to stay healthy, but my goal has changed. My goal is to, hey, maybe now I should have six packs. I've lost 30 kg. What's next? To have six packs. So I need to strategize how am I going to achieve the six packs. Now, by the time I achieve that six pack, yeah, I have a new goal again. But key thing is my vision still remain stay healthy.
Amazing.
I guess
amazing.
I guess this is relate to what is meaningful now, because your meaningful now, it has to relate everything to about your vision and your goal and a strategy. Because if you do not have any of this put in together to work together, you will not achieve what you envisage to be, and then you will resent yourself for not doing that because hey, the vision is so far away. You can never do that. It's like forget it. I will not do it. And then after a while, that you sense that you have the vision, or you resent that you never do anything. That's 18 years down the road, and you resent, you regret, but it's too late to regret.
Amazing. Before you get your six packs, I really need to see that. Okay. It's true. For those of us who are watching this now, I've always known Zhang Wei to be really meaty. yeah, and so it's true since primary one, but he's totally different now, and it's going to be quite something to see his six packs when they come along. But before we hit on to your six packs, just that 30 kg journey over 18 months. Along the way, were there any frustrations? And what were your strategies to resolve the frustrations, if any? Because it is quite crazy, right? I'm happy to report that over the past 2 months, I have myself lost 3 kg.
Wow, that's nice.
That's 10% of what James has achieved over the past 18 months. But 18 months is a much longer time than 2 months as well. So how do you stay the course? And 30 is such a huge number and it's so far down the road. And 18 months is what? Easily 365 days a year, 18 months, 1.5 years. We are looking at something like
Over 500 days.
500, more than 500 days. So how do you live that 500 days a day at a time, and then not allow the frustration to knock you off your track? So I'm also still hinting at making now meaningful. So from day one, how did you make day one meaningful, leading on to day two, such that all 500 days you manage to stay on track?
Good thing. Yeah, good question actually. So I never actually thought about it. But looking back in retrospect, right? The day one was the day that I set my goal, or rather, my trainer helped me to set the goal. So the goal was to achieve a BMI that is suitable, that is the right BMI for myself, for my body type. That was the goal, and that BMI translates into 30 kg, right?
Wow.
So day one was the goal setting, 30 kg, and it was a humongous target to achieve. 30 kg, it was like impossible. I was in my mind impossible, forget about it. But the coach said, yeah, work with him. We try. We take 1 kg or 100 grams at a time. So then is from the goal we strategize. So what are the strategies? So 2 things: diet and exercise regime. These are the strategies that we want to adopt. We adopt a healthy diet, and we adopt a regular regime that is progressive as I get fitter. Now that's strategy. Then how do we translate the strategies into tactical plans? So on the diet front, we look at what is how do I achieve maximum result for the short period in order to kickstart this metabolism, to kickstart, to help me motivated. Because if I have that motivation, I can probably last a bit longer, right? So the first thing was, okay, let's revise your diet. Let's cut down on your carbs and then look at your portion. So these are all tactical plan. It's a strategy that translates into tactical plan that you for the first 6 months or first 6 weeks of this period, let's go with reduced carbs and reduced portion. And then you will see the result of day 2, day 3, day 4 onwards. On the exercise regime part, let's start slow because you have not been accustomed to all the regime yet, and then your body may not be able to take it. So we started slow with HIIT, high intensity interval training, 1 hour per week. Then we slowly progress up, and then we look at the heart rate as well. For me, at 110 kg at a time, to go through something that's so intense, my heart may not be able to take it. So we did a slow start just to get me pumped up, to have a feel, with my body, to assess where I need to work on. I may be injured because of my past injuries in sports. So we walk along the way for the first 6 weeks. And then, of course, progressively, every week we weigh on his scale with the body composition weighing machine. So we saw progress. And then the first 3 months was very rapid. 10 kg bam, gone. I was so
Wow.
happy. I was like, wow, 3 months, 10 kg. In 9 months, I could achieve already. I was super hyped. But of course, it doesn't work that way. Like weight loss is not linear. Yeah. So it reached a plateau at about 3 months. It just stuck down there. So, well, the strategy is still there. You have a diet and exercise regime. The tactical plans need to adjust accordingly to the time. I guess that is what you mean by meaningful now. Because if you had stuck with the original tactical plan that has worked for the last 3 months, it may not work now, and you keep on harping on this plan, you will lose your momentum, you will lose your motivation, and say, hey, it doesn't work at all, and then you give up. So things have to change to be meaningful for that moment, right? So I changed my diet a little bit. I introduced keto diet. I introduced more intense training, and then I introduced interval fasting as well. IF, very controlled, so that I can remetabolize my body, and that from that introduction of keto and intermittent fasting, right? It boom, jump again. It went down another 5 kg, another 6 kg, and then it went plateau. So along the way, you have to change your plans to make it meaningful for that moment. Then you rekindle your motivation and you continue to work, and then slowly you realize that after about a year with all these changes, right, all this become a lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change. And now after 18 months, and now it's into my 24 months or about 26 months really, I don't drink anymore. And I have to go jogging every day, because if I don't jog, I feel uncomfortable. And again,
We
Nelson
know
can
that.
attest to that as well. Because
We know that.
every night, when I finish my run, I will post my result, my jogging result, and the selfie of post run. And some people complain that I flood the messages, I flood their storage, because every night without fail there will be at least two photos, and some commentary on how I did my run. Yeah, so this is all a journey, and a journey has to be a lifestyle change eventually, right? And my meals, my diet right now, it's not diet anymore. I wouldn't call it a diet. I will call it just I will not have carbs. I'll probably have carb 3 times a week. And sometimes I'll indulge myself with a chocolate cake or a tiramisu. Well, that's okay, because I know that I have the ability to control myself, and that control is meaningful to me, because I know that, hey, I don't need all these carbs. I don't need to change my life. I don't need to introduce more things to myself, because I'm in control. Totally.
That that is really awesome. And as you were saying that, I'm actually getting goosebumps, because that changes the changes required as you hit certain plateau, right? Um, Kind of that's what I'm trying to hint at when I talk about make now meaningful as well. And I just like to follow up with the question of uh, would knowledge about diets, uh, I suspect you were probably doing some form of research as well, right? Trying to go into now, what does it mean? Now, if I were to change my diet, if I were to take away carbs, um, what's the science behind it, right? How would that affect my body? And all this training now, which muscle groups I'm working on. Oh, I didn't even know this muscle group existed, right? So,
Hmm.
would you say that that knowledge itself was contributing to a lot of why you could see the meaning in what you were doing? In a way, it makes sense, right? What for me to make this change in the diet, I can see why I should do that. Um, the training that the trainer is putting me through, what am I working on? So I I know that this is something that has got value in in performing them. So would you say that knowledge form a big part of that meaning, such that when you
Absolutely.
hit the plateau, you will also go back to refreshing the knowledge and then refreshing the plans.
Yeah. So the journey is very scientific. Well, in a way, it's scientific, I would say. Yes, knowledge plays a big, big part. I started without any knowledge. I only hear and I read a little bit here and there, and I was very skeptical. But when I went into it and I researched more, and as I progressed, I researched more. Right? Well, research doesn't mean that I can articulate, the metabolism, the insulin level, your ketogenesis, or whatever you call that. All these scientific terms, I wasn't keen to try to memorize it, but key was the concept. Less carb means my body will react, how my body will react, and then we'll try to burn off the fats. And that's the key thing I wanted for that when I kickstarted to burn off the fat. And because carb will be stored, will be translated into fat if I don't use it. So if I have less carb, I have less chances of that translating into a fat that can be stored in my body. So I got one variable to get rid of. Right. So it's a scientific approach in a way, yes. And that knowledge, to equip with the knowledge is very important. And then as to the exercise regime, yeah, so I jog a lot. I hated running all my life, but now I love, because I was jogging wrongly when I first started. Then I got myself injured. I got my MCL, my IT band, and my footing all wrong, and I was doing all wrong. But now I am doing it right. I got into some form of training. I went to this thing called Chi Running Workshop, and I learned how to run correctly in terms of posture. And I also did some research on what is the right heart rate zone, aerobic zone to run, so that I can sustain, I can run longer distance, I can run forever, I can run every day. So I went through some research on zone 2 training, and then you have to run slow to run fast. Right. So it's again related to meaningful now and meaningful later. Right. You do something that is progressively for the future. You don't want to rush things. Just like I said, about 18 months, 30 kg is a progress. It's a pace that should be comfortable, and you don't want to rush, because if you rush, you don't have that change in lifestyle. You do not experience the change in lifestyle. You cannot sustain. As in running, if you run too fast, too soon, you cannot sustain that pace for a longer period. You cannot run that pace for like your 50-mile ultra marathon. Impossible. I did one ultra marathon already, by the way. 50 kilometers. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. So yes, knowledge is important. Coming back to the topic on knowledge, yes, have the knowledge is going to help you with the journey. I'm not just talking about a weight losing journey or lifestyle journey, but any journey you take, right? You need to equip yourself with the knowledge to help you. Equip the knowledge to help you through the vision, your vision, your goal, and objective, and your strategy and the plans.
That's kind of what I suspected, because it's not hard to imagine if you cut carbs from your diet, and with that you say bye-bye to your bak chor mee, and all because you want to lose that 10 kg, for example. I find that it's so easy to lose faith very soon, because you miss your bak chor mee so much and you still can't see your 10 kg. Then you start to get frustration. It's like,
yes,
why can't I eat my bak chor mee? But now with knowledge, you know what the bak chor mee is doing to your body.
Yeah.
And you know at which stage in life, once you make the necessary lifestyle changes, when you can reintroduce bak chor mee as a luxury for a day or two, and then you have the knowledge to also burn off the bak chor mee from your system, so that you have the best of both worlds.
To be honest, I have bak chor mee once a while. I don't eliminate bak chor mee at all. I still need to have the indulgence to have the craving satisfied. If not, this will not sustain. You'll resent yourself for not doing things.
Yeah.
Because your body needs certain things. You need to satisfy a craving, but you know that you can control a craving.
Cool. This is amazing, and to see Zhang Wei's transformation. You pretty much kept us in the loop of this transformation.
Yeah.
So it felt like we were on this journey with you.
Right. Well, I hope we can reconnect again once I get my, well, we don't have to reconnect once I get my six pack. We can reconnect anytime along the way. I can still relate the journey on the six pack journey. But of late, I giving myself excuse. I need to revisit my plans, how to achieve that six pack. I still have the strategy. Just that my tactical plans need to be updated with a lot of ongoing, with the work from home, with all the changes in the work environment and home environment right now. But yeah, definitely, we can revisit. We can always reconnect, and I'll give constant update to you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your journey with us, and we look forward to the six packs.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thank you so
Bye
much.
bye.
See you soon. Bye bye.